Now, make sure everyone can hear me, because Chris kindly said to me earlier, the mic might be a bit high for you. So as long as everyone can hear me, I am 5 foot nothing, so that's fine. Oh, that one.
Yeah, that one.
The middle one.
The
one that says next, okay. Yeah, I study fine art painting at Brighton in the final year, so trying to experiment as much as I can, but also file down what I'm doing so it's succinct and clear and it's a body of work. So I thought this is one of my own postcards. The colours are a little bit distorted, but yeah, my work is just behind you in the frames there. But I thought I'd start by showing you some artists that kind of influenced me or that I really like. So this is Kurt de Jong. I just think he has a really kind of odd presence to his work. A lot of it's made out of styrofoam, so I just find it really interesting. He's shown a lot at the Saatchi and abroad as well, but I just kind of like the uncanny element to his work. Cy Twombly is a huge influence on me. I try not to copy him, but it's just the way he uses colour is marvellous, there's no other way of putting it, and the way he uses brushstrokes is inspirational to me. So that's Cy Twombly, who recently died actually, but he's a legend. Jasper Johns is a very, very clever painter, so I kind of like to incorporate that kind of, because often I've had people go to me, oh, all you do is paintings, or you just put paint on a canvas. So I try and think about what I'm doing, because there's a lot of conceptual art, there's a lot of video art at the moment, and you think, why paint? Because it's thousands of years old. That's kind of the reason why I do it, because it's thousands of years old. So I kind of want to be with these guys, the best of them. And this is Titian. Not that I'm putting myself up with Titian, but Titian is a dude. And it's interesting about this. This was restored in the 60s, I think. It's been restored twice, but in the 60s it was restored so much that when they actually took the final layer of grime off, it took a lot of the paint off of the top left-hand corner where the blue is, and a lot of critics hated it because they said it wouldn't have been like that in Titian's day, it wouldn't have been as bright, and then you've got other people going, well, it would have been as bright. And I kind of like that. If people can argue over your work, I think you know you've made it. So if you want to start a brawl in the middle about my work, go for it. I think we've got a bodyguard outside, so it's fine. But these are my postcards, and again, the colours are a little bit distorted, but I wanted to bring something that was complete and in my mind kind of done. So I do work very big as well, very, very big, sort of 6 foot by 5 foot, and because that's the kind of human size that we are. But I don't know why I came across some postcards and I thought the imagery is lovely, just lovely. So it's all about the paint. It's all about the paint. So I'll show you some more. There we go. I'm interested in how things sit together as well. I mean, I've shown a group of them, and groups, some are in pairs, and there's one just by itself. The one by itself, I think, is heavy with the paint, but it's also a heavy enough image. It's kind of a strong image. So being able to curate my own work is important, because I've put it in a group show. There's no kind of overhead thoughts except let's create something that's kind of cool and interesting. So it's kind of me maybe putting 2 fingers up to Chris and going, yeah, I'm going to put these together, just in case, just in case you wondered. I suppose something that interests me is authorship and editing as well. Not in a really grand scale, but I've taken these postcards, they're someone else's images, yes, but I mean the paint is mine, and how I control the paint is totally up to me. So I do a lot of them. I've done probably about 50 so far, and that's just to try and get ideas out as well and work smaller. Working on big canvases is expensive, so I find working on small postcards is a lot cheaper as well. So there we go. It's a little bit into financing there as well. Some are more pattern, some are more colour. I try to explore as many different things as I can. And I kind of like the idea that if you focus yourself down to something so small, and literally so small as a postcard, and you think, what are the possibilities, what can I do? I can do pattern, I can do colour, I mean, I think on some of the postcards over there you can notice the brush marks, you can notice the texture, and sometimes that's important, sometimes it isn't. But the majority of the time it's about exploring, having fun, and letting that over to you as well. Like the whole art thing is a game. I think people like it, people don't like it, people enjoy it, people don't. But I think if you can get something from the postcards, then I'll be happy. Anything, even if you want to, if someone's lining up throwing a brick at me, that's fine. It's a reaction. That's what we want. So here's a bit more of a pattern, and kind of obscuring the image and letting the image show through. This is, I think it's I can't remember where but it's a big concert hall, and it's just interesting working with sound imagery. And these are the last two. The one on the right is a Francis Bacon postcard, and the one on the left is just a postcard of some mountains. So the history of art interests me as well. So I thought I'd paint over a Francis Bacon. So there we go. If anyone does have any questions, you can go for it now, or feel free to come and find me. So there we go.